Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves another one of these casts coming from my non-usual setup. So we're still figuring out a couple of things, but I think the last one went pretty darn well, all things considered. So I'm glad to be able to do another one of these bot versus bot casts. It's going to be on the map Site Delta, the AI edition, and in the top left we have got none other than SharkBot, the top Protoss bot, the hope of Protoss bots. And then we've got a darn good Zerg in the bottom right. It's going to be EvilZoe. A Zerg bot that's known for being aggressive and going for a lot of Zergling run-bys. However, it's got quite a good bit of depth to it. Now, SharkBot in this game has gone for a Forge first, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a cannon rush. Yet, anyway. There could potentially be like, yeah, I was just going to say, there may be a block towards the third of the Zerg. It does look like that EvilZoe is scouting out for such shenanigans, though, and we'll see how it reacts once it does find this building pylon, whether a bunch of drones are going to be pulled or what. And we do see one drone head down, but just one, and then everything is looking pretty normal on SharkBot's side of the map. And so, before we get too far into this one, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, leave a comment down below, as that helps with the YouTube algorithm, and click like on this video if you haven't already. That helps the channel out a lot. If we can hit 3 likes on this video for each drone at this base, that would be great. And if you do have any feedback, let me know in the comments down below as far as this audio setup goes. I think most of you said the audio was pretty good as far as using a cheaper microphone goes, but I am casting without the cheap toupee, the cheap little foam cover that this microphone came with. I'm casting with that off this time, so I'm not sure if that'll make too much of a difference or not. But anyway, we do have the lings for EvilZoe attacking this cannon. Now, the cannon is going to kill off a good number of these lings, I think, before it goes down, particularly as some of these lings are actually just attacking the pylon when they all need to be on that cannon. So this cannon is getting a lot of work done, and it will kill off those lings. Now, one queen wanders forward, but she's mismicroing a little bit, getting too close to the cannon, and I think this cannon will finish her off. So that is a dead queen and a worthwhile investment for SharkBot. EvilZoe did have the behavior to try and break that, and it was close, but it seems that maybe those lings attacking that pylon instead was all that was needed to change that. So yeah, a great opening for SharkBot. Now, it could potentially be on the receiving end of some aggression soon, though, as there is roaches being made by Zoe. And there's not a lot of tech going on for SharkBot because of this build. There's no cyber core done just yet. There's the one cannon as the defense, and that is it. I assume these roaches and ravagers that are on the way out will be cleaning up this cannon, cleaning up this pylon first. But yeah, and we do see why it's very difficult for bot authors to program bots to micro properly, because we often see bots that are too passive when it comes to moving their units forward, or moving their units back, so they miss shots. In that case, we saw EvilZoe get too aggressive with that roach when it could have survived and pulled it back. That is one of those things. You can either program your bot to be more on the aggressive side or more on the cautious side when it comes to trying to keep units alive. Both of them have their downsides. We do have SharkBot building a boatload of cannons at its natural base. There's actually there's more than one pylon powering at least part of that wall. So I think these cannons should buy enough time. Lots of time does need to be bought, though, as the first Void Ray is just on the way now, though. However, it looks like EvilZoe is going to elect to go on home, and SharkBot is going to be running off double Stargate against just a 2-base Zerg. 2.5 bases. EvilZoe had its third delayed a lot by that opening build, things are looking really darn good for SharkBot in this Zerg versus Protoss. I'm still getting used to this casting situation a little bit because I'm not at my usual desk, where I sometimes stand while casting. Instead, I'm kind of hunched over a laptop a little bit, so I am still going to try and save my back a little bit by having the best posture I possibly can. Any of you older gamers, I'm sure will relate that sitting in a chair for long periods of time isn't as easy as it used to be. And I definitely feel that being in class for the training I'm doing. Now, we do have these couple of Void Rays allowing SharkBot to set up that third base. SharkBot is completely fine when it comes to defending this third base location. We'll see if these Void Rays can get anything done, how EvilZoe will react to them, as it will need a lot of anti-air, or at least some anti-air. And SharkBot, it does invest in a lot of static defense, sometimes too much, but in this case, it's like, does it really need 5 cannons? But it's not the end of the world, I don't think. We've now got 2 oracles on the way behind this, as the Void Rays were testing the waters there, and they will have to come back home to defend. But, I mean, these roaches and ravagers will be toast. Burrow is just about to finish up for EvilZoe, so it can maybe save some of these. Or maybe even prompt SharkBot to have to get out a robo and get some detection, but these oracles can also potentially go for detection. We'll have to keep an eye on these to see whether they are just going to try and kill drones or be used for revelations, stasis wards, that kind of thing. SharkBot does have some of the best late game in the botting scene, so that is good on one hand. However, at the same time, it is giving EvilZoe lots of time to come back in this game. EvilZoe was at like 27 to 45 workers at one point in this game. Now things have really evened up, so SharkBot's sort of slow build does kind of set it back a little bit. We do see these 2 oracles coming on in. However, a revelation stops those drones from being able to burrow. So that's a really cool programming by the bot author there. The 2 oracles, they can reveal these drones and kill them off. They are out of energy just about, so they will want to get on out of there as that Spore Crawler finishes up. But, I mean, I was just talking about how the worker count was even, and then EvilZoe loses like 14 to oracles, which is just nuts. Phoenix is out as well, seems to be assigned to kill off this Overseer, potentially just kill off more Overlords. There's going to be a 4th base on the way for SharkBot soon, it looks like. Double Robo on the way, Void Rays on the way. SharkBot does like that sort of Sky Toss, Colossus style, which is definitely a strong one. We're now seeing EvilZoe go for some Ling run-bys. However, I think SharkBot is probably the best bot when it comes to defending these, because it does build just so many cannons, so many batteries. I think SharkBot should have no problem dealing with these Lings in this game. So EvilZoe is going to have to build something that can deal with this Protoss army, and Hydras, I think, are a pretty darn good choice. That's what it's going for, with Evolved Groove Spines going up already. I just realized I think there may be an option that I need to click on here in the Observer UI, because I am not getting the tooltip, so I'll fix that anyway. One of you did say in the comments down below that you would like to see me go back to the old overlay. I'll see if I can dig it up maybe this weekend and really try and get the Observer and mobile setup fine-tuned. So we do have EvilZoe now making these strong Hydralisks. They'll be able to do well against the Void Rays. However, the Colossus are kind of designed to counter that. Still though, SharkBot is giving EvilZoe lots of time to come back in this game, and there is situations where it will take bad fights against what the Zerg is building if it's given enough time. EvilZoe is still behind on the workers, on the army supply. It's looking to remedy that, though, as it squeezes out more and more drones, gets up more and more hatcheries, and is just testing the waters with these Lings. So all in all, this has been a rather passive game of StarCraft 2. After that cheesy opening, Probes trying to avoid those Zerglings. Double Forge on the way, so it's going to be triple Forge, multiple Colossus on the way. I really do like watching SharkBot because who doesn't love the lasers of Colossus and Void Rays? Bit of bad pathing for EvilZoe as some of those units do just get killed off for nothing as EvilZoe pivots down. Worker counts are going up and up, so both these bots will be able to pump out lots of stuff. EvilZoe's getting out an Infestor, getting out Neural Parasite. Infestors could be big if there's some good Neural Parasites or Fungals on these Void Rays. And 2-2 is about to finish up as well for EvilZoe, so that's going to give the Zerg bot quite a strong upgrade lead, and that's going to be really important when it comes to weathering things like the Colossus shots and just dealing extra damage with the Hydras. Looks like we do see some more of these Zerg units going down. Resources lost is currently 5,000 to 2,000. I think I will go back to the other overlay that just displays those all the time, though. I think that does have some added value. Pulling up the APM for a second there, we see 20,000 for SharkBot, 10,000 for EvilZoe right now. Both bots are going up in supply. EvilZoe is just about maxed out, so we may be hitting that phase in the game in which the Zerg starts attacking and doesn't stop. And we'll see if SharkBot's in a position to weather this. This is the downside of SharkBot. It just sits back and takes it, regardless of the situation. So all of a sudden we are seeing this fourth base get broken. SharkBot is kind of dancing its units between these bases. It really needs to get over there and defend this location, but I think it's going to be too late. And so it seems like SharkBot's level of passiveness is a little bit too much once again as EvilZoe's maxed out. These Hydras are putting out so much damage now. SharkBot's army is no joke. There's lots of Void Rays out. 4, soon to be 5 Colossus is incredible against mass Hydra ling. But still, it's like SharkBot can't afford to lose too much. Or it may be past the point of no return. We are seeing these Void Rays and Colossus get some big swipes off on this Zerg army, kind of just wrecking it all, but there's a big fungal by EvilZoe, softening up some of those Protoss units. The Protoss is only on 3 bases now, no 4th. It's going to have to reestablish that at some point, but there we see EvilZoe burrowing the ling there. That's great to see. And denying a base of SharkBot. There is one observer out that could potentially help free up these bases, but I don't know if SharkBot's going to expand again anytime soon. It's just building up more and more of these Colossus. I think we're reaching the point that we may need to see some Corruptors from EvilZoe to deal with these Colossus and Void Rays, as this ground army is just lasers to the max. There's an Infestor. It does get killed, though, before it can get off that spell. Some Lings are getting trapped. But for now, though, EvilZoe is doing pretty well. It's up on bases, it's building up a bank, and SharkBot has yet to re-expand. These bot authors have put so much effort into their bots, but accounting for every situation is difficult. Like, how do you tell your bot when it's got to replace the lost 4th and 5th Nexus? It's like, it's not easy, because you've also got to make it so they build units at the right time, too. SharkBot is prioritizing the units, not going for a Nexus just yet, as it does get near maxed out, and it is maxed out now just about. Then it may save up the 400 minerals it needs for a Nexus. We are seeing these Colossus get close to the Hydras. They're getting some really big swipes off there. They just destroy these Hydras with ease. And so EvilZoe is doing the right thing by retreating there. And EvilZoe has yet to improve its composition. There is none of those Corruptors out, and so mass Colossus is a viable strategy against just Hydra Infestor. So I'm a little bit concerned here, and we are seeing SharkBot go for an attack. I'm really enjoying that this bot's actually being aggressive, despite it only being on 3 bases. I'm loving to see that from the usually pretty defensive bot. Now, these Colossus are moving up. They are going to start killing off drones at this base. There's the Hive at the 5th base location, so that would be a big loss for EvilZoe. We'll see if it can save it or not, as this Zerg army is setting up for a bit of a flank on this Protoss force. EvilZoe's a little unsure of what to do. There is a ling run by being attempted. So far, SharkBot is holding on to its 3 bases now, even getting up a 4th while this is going on, so getting some damage done, taking the fight to EvilZoe, and we could potentially see a snowball situation if EvilZoe never takes the fight. that it needs against this army, and it's not going to be easy to do that because these Colossus, they won't get pounced upon because this is a bot. It's not like the Protoss is going to stop paying attention to its Colossus for a second and walk them backwards. It does seem to have no issue with killing its own Colossus, though, as that one that got neural parasited just instantly became a foe. But look at this, the mass lasers, the 9 Colossus here have killed so many Hydras already, 46 gone down. We are seeing that Ling run-by move towards the 4th base, which is nice. The cannons are doing what they can, though. A couple of Zealots and Stalkers coming to help out. Looks like SharkBot will hold on to this base. The Ling run-by did at least pull the Colossus and Void Rays back, however, but I think we are seeing a bit of a weakness in EvilZoe's play. The fact that it isn't changing up its composition at all, it's just making Hydras and Infestors. It's kind of been hard countered here. I'm a little bit concerned for EvilZoe. We are seeing a big fight. A fungal goes down, but it's just not enough as those Colossus melt through the Hydras so darn quickly. We have to see 16 get replaced on that production tab. This 4th base is now under attack. Those Colossus with their long range are able to just poke this base. We'll see if a Ling run-by can save the day again, potentially. But yeah, EvilZoe definitely needs to adjust its composition. I'm not sure it's going to. A lot of these bots, when they stick with a strategy, they don't really change it, because the bot authors have picked something that works generally well, but in this situation, it's not looking too hot for EvilZoe. There's still a chance, though. It's got plenty of bases. It's got 6,000 minerals in the bank, and SharkBot's still pretty broke. However, this 4th base is now mining happily. That's going to really give SharkBot longevity in this game, and who knows, we may even see a 5th base go up soon after. Like some Lings are going for a run-by once more. Is this going to pull back the Protoss army? We shall see. EvilZoe has had the heat taken off it a little bit, but yeah, the Zerg really isn't getting anything else too good. I mean, it's getting +3 melee attack, but what are the Lings going to do better against the Colossus because they have +3? Not against 9 Colossus, that's for sure. So we'll see how the positioning works out. It looks like EvilZoe's going for an attack, and SharkBot is moving actually the wrong way to deal with this. It's moving its entire army north to deal with a couple of Lings while the main Zerg force goes towards its 4th base. That is the definition of just bot things, as these Hydras are getting so much work done at this 4th base. I get the feeling they're going to be able to kill it off. That battery is retargeting, trying to heal up the probes, trying to heal up the Nexus there, but it's just too much damage from these Hydras. Say what you will about how Hydras do against Colossus. They do pretty well against buildings when they've got their +3 attack, like a rapid-fire machine gun. Hydras really benefit from that, as they have that high attack rate, so upgrades really benefit them. We are seeing Lings now go for a run-by towards this 5th base location, so this game's actually fairly close. I mean, if SharkBot can be knocked down to just to say 3 bases for a long period of time, maybe then EvilZoe can start breaking the natural or even picking off units. We'll see. For now, though, SharkBot does seem to be holding on towards its new building Nexus. So the positioning game is working out for EvilZoe a little bit, though, but if it ever does come to a head-to-head with the armies, it's not going to be pretty. SharkBot's even bringing probes into its army now. I'm not sure what that's about, as there is quite a few probes, so I'm not sure where they're trying to go. We are now seeing the Protoss step forward. The Zerg army is running away, actually just... is it going to go for an attack? Looks like it segments off some of its Lings. The rest of the army would really be better off going for a base trade at this position, in this situation, but we are going to see a Ling run-by move towards this 5th base location, so we'll see what these Lings can get done. There is a cannon, though, a Zealot, a High Templar, so the run-by is not going to get too much done. EvilZoe really has found its success in this game when it's gone for the whole army attack across the map. And as it maxes out once more, replaces those dead Hydras, maybe it can make something happen there. We pull up resources lost, though, and it really does tell a story. 31,000 to 14,000. The Hydras are moving forward, eating so many Psi Storms, it's disgusting, as pretty much the entire army of EvilZoe gets wiped. I mean, the Zerg bot is pretty darn good at replacing dead units, spending all of its larvae in a second, but those resources lost just shot up by like another 5k or something like that. And SharkBot is having all the success in the world with this composition. We do see the Protoss bot getting up that 4th base. It's got that secured. It's now getting up a 5th base once more. EvilZoe really needs to kind of just attack around. The Hydras and Lings are going to try, but they shall not succeed, I think. This is looking pretty darn good for SharkBot, as it may be going for the throat as this Zerg army. I mean, it can be replaced once, but I'm not sure about twice, and just really no Protoss units have been dying here. There was that one Protoss, there was that one Colossus that got friendly fire killed, but that was about it. EvilZoe loses an important base. It is expanding all over the place, so it's not like it's going to just give up, and it really is expanding all over the place as it builds 5 hatcheries at a time. There is some Hydras that are having a bit of wonky pathing going around. If they just attack, it would be so much better for EvilZoe, but it's one of those things to program logic to account for every possible move in a game of Starcraft 2 that's 20 minutes long. It's just a nightmare as a bot author. So we are seeing these Hydras get close to the base, but they are not ordered to attack it, unfortunately, this time. Some of these Hydras are moving down here in the middle of the map. Maybe they'll make something happen. I mean, EvilZoe isn't dead yet. It's still got a good bank. It's replacing all those dead hatcheries. It just needs to get another good attack off and kill one of these Nexus again. However, we are seeing an attack go off, but it is not a good attack as EvilZoe does pull back there. Hydras and Lings are running down towards the bottom left here. The Hydra's doing very well against the Stalkers. They can pick those off, potentially pick off the Oracle, shut down another base attempt by SharkBot. That's at a minimum of what EvilZoe needs to do. Now, whether it can get some more damage done is the question. This Nexus is so undefended, but it's one of those things. Getting the timing right on the attacks is so difficult. We are seeing some of the Zerg units move towards the north, while the main army does actually get in, and it looks like this Nexus could be vulnerable. SharkBot's pathing. It plays defensive and tries to split the difference between where the attacks are, it looks like, but that does kind of end up leaving it vulnerable, so EvilZoe does pull off a successful attack. If it can swing to the left now, that may be all that it needs to deal a fatal blow to SharkBot's economy, because SharkBot, notably, isn't replacing the probes that it loses, or not as many of them anyway, and it's building up its army supply, so that's getting better and better, but that means its economy is actually rather weak. If we take a look at the income here, EvilZoe is ahead by miles. Now, all of a sudden, the Hydras are coming on in. They're attacking this Nexus. SharkBot was distracted by like one Hydra or something, and so it's not there to defend that base. And so we did just see a lot of the workers die for SharkBot, and it's actually not mining at any of these bases, so EvilZoe may have just done what it needed to do. The cost efficiency is atrocious for the Zerg, but SharkBot just hasn't gone for the throat. It tries to play that defensive game to max out before it ever attacks, and EvilZoe has got just enough harassment capabilities in order to deny that. SharkBot was close to going for the kill, it seemed, but then EvilZoe had some ling run-bys that pulled SharkBot back, and I honestly thought that EvilZoe was pretty much dead a few minutes ago, but now all of a sudden it's SharkBot that's in the very rough position. It's got probes out, but none of them are long-distance mining, so there's actually no more money for SharkBot, so it basically needs to win the game off this army here, and we'll see if it can do that or not. There is like some probes that are maybe long-distance mining here, as I think SharkBot has realized that it needs to go for the kill. It's not mining anymore. That's a fairly easy condition to program into your bot. We're seeing some massive Psi Storms, Disruptor Novas get tossed out. The Hydras just melt in the face of this army, so this army still needs to be dealt with, and I'm not sure EvilZoe will be able to. We'll see if it can drag this game out long enough, though, that there isn't going to be a kill move possible by SharkBot. Like, if SharkBot pulls back now, It will be potentially throwing this game away though, but the cannons, they do defend that location. There's still a few probes left alive, so maybe SharkBot can get an economy going if it starts to long distance mine ever. It's now stepping into the natural base of the Zerg. If we see some of that critical tech go down, that would be big, and the natural base is compromised. EvilZoe's going for a full-on counterattack though. Lots of Hydras, lots of Lings going on in here. The battery overcharge is keeping some of these cannons alive. If they can defend this location for a little bit, that may be all SharkBot needs. However, programming a bot to chase down all these hatcheries and kill them, it's not going to be easy. We are seeing lots of those infestors perish. EvilZoe's incredibly supply blocked, having to make 10 overlords at a time. It's going to lose all its production with these hatcheries, with the Roach Warren, the Hydra Den potentially going to get killed off. So, I mean, maybe SharkBot can make this happen. At the same time, though, these cannons that were built in the natural en masse are actually doing their job and holding the line for a little bit. They're at least buying SharkBot some critical time. We'll see if it's going to recall or what. The Hydra Den was killed. The Roach Warren stayed alive, though. And is there another Hydra Den out on the map? No, there isn't. So those Hydras that we're building are the last ones. There's no lair, so it can't actually build another Hydra Den. And we are seeing EvilZoe rebuild this tech, but the main base has now been compromised. Time is against SharkBot here, as these Hydras and Lings will kill all these buildings really quickly, and SharkBot needs to do something about that. It either needs to kill EvilZoe, or it's just gonna run out of time and buildings. I mean, there's like a random cannon, a battery up to the north here. Who knows? Maybe those will be the thing that keeps SharkBot in this game. I'm not too sure, as EvilZoe is programmed, sending everything to the main base right now, and SharkBot is just taking way too long to deal with this. The spawning pool goes down. We're seeing a bunch more attempted spawning pools to build in the main base, so at least EvilZoe has that redundancy. SharkBot will not be making any more things this game as the last Nexus goes down. Even though there's 9 probes on the map, there is not a way to mine for SharkBot. EvilZoe is supply block, not really able to make anything except the 5 hatcheries that it's trying to build. It's feeding drones into its main base to try and rebuild those structures. So that's a bit of unfortunate programming there. But once again, this is maybe like a 1 in 1,000 situation. Oh, pardon me for not observing that. Looks like EvilZoe did have the intelligence, I'll say, in order to go kill those last buildings. So SharkBot did unfortunately run out of time in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this game, make sure to hit that like button. If you watched all the way to the end, go ahead and subscribe, as we're getting close to that 10K mark. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Send me your replays if you're a bot author. Leave a comment saying more bots. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.